Now this is the post-race reflection from Nationals in Omaha, where I competed in the Olympic Distance Duathlon this morning. And to sum it up, it was an epic fail. This sport is most humbling. 2023 at this race in Texas. Had the best race of my life, felt great going in. Best I felt going into an A race, going in and finished second. And at Worlds the next week, I just had a great race on top of the world, first American, and how humbling the sport is today. My body just didn't have it. So yeah, that's it. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I injured my knee, and there's some complications around that that I've been treating since then. And knowing that the race was today, you have to try to work with it. So continued training, did what I could, was getting treatment through the kit, as Doc Mike Avanejo says, he threw the kitchen sink at it earlier this week, just to get me as prepared as I could be. And he helped me so much to get me to the start line today. And man, I just didn't have it from the start. So in the last 3 to 4 weeks, I lost, just in a nutshell, I just lost all my power, speed, everything. I just had 0 legs today. And that just sucks as a feeling. Yeah, this video is pretty raw. Yeah, mentally in the race, I gave it everything I had. I'll give myself an A- for the mental game. And I said I used smoke and mirrors on the bike my bike sucked, although the time didn't seem too bad. And it's because it was pretty hilly here, and without any legs, the climbing was terrible. Shouldn't have been terrible, but I used the downhills very strategically to put my energy in that, to just keep in the game to get up the next hill. So mentally, I really tried to use that as much as I could, knowing I just didn't have it. So I guess to start the first 10K, somewhat rolling hills, and my time was terrible. We started a little later, and it was actually warmer than maybe I was anticipating, but it wasn't that at all. My time today was over 2 minutes slower than what I was in Irving last year, and I labored to get to that time, and my legs, again, right out of the gate, I knew I didn't have it, but I really tried to focus on my form and just keeping the game, relaxing my stride and everything. And so I gave it what I had. And then on the bike, looking at the power, I was almost 20% down from my power from last year. Just atrocious. Right out of the gate, I didn't have it, but mentally I fought. Again, I used the hills to try to go down and then make the ups not as bad, but I just had 0 drive. I can remember one other race feeling this bad, and that's because I just was out of fitness, and I just had 0 drive. It's crazy how fast you can lose it when you get compromised. And both legs, with the issue I had with my left knee, ended up compensating over the last several weeks, and then I developed an issue in my right leg, and so both legs were a disaster with nothing to give today. That was the bike. With all that, somehow I climbed into 3rd place, and again, smoke and mirrors to get me to that point. to where I got into third, getting off the bike and going out in the final run. And when I got into transition and racked the bike, my legs just were zero. The final run, I mean, it was just a disaster. This is such a negative video. But the final run was a disaster mentally. I don't know. I mean, I fought what I could. I had nothing. And the legs just gave way. I mean, completely gave way, both legs. Dropped the third spot, and that was disheartening. And then fell apart. I'd already fallen apart with that. Then mentally, pulling away, that's tough. That's really tough. And then several more, and got through the finish, and boy, I never want to feel like that again. And it was rough, very rough. Worlds is a little over 2 months away, 2.5 months. This kind of race usually, you have a rough race, not physically, but maybe for other reasons. Could be physical, but it definitely always gives me a chip on the shoulder, always a motivator. And this is definitely a motivator. Addressing this, though, I've got to get healthy, and that's hard because you come out of a race like this and you want to do more, and you want to get back to training and wipe the memory away, and that's just not possible. I have to get healthy first, and I'll throw the kitchen sink at it, continued over the next several weeks to get healthy first, and while I'm building back some strength and elasticity, which I lost, and then hopefully have a good, decent block heading to Australia. I will not have this happen in Australia either. I will not go, but that's not in my head right now. I will focus on getting healthy and do the right things to get my legs back. So that's it. Lots of learning. So, takeaways, so much reflection, over the last couple weeks of like what happened to compromise, that leg. And I have an issue with that knee, a previous surgery. So there's some things that are, some root causes there. So I've got several ideas and things I will do differently going forward. So always trying to solve for the next block, next training, next year, so forth, to get better. So I will continue to reflect, continue to work with the docs to get me good, and keep learning, have a chip on the shoulder, and get better. So yeah, with that message, always learn. These days, again, on top of the world last year, with those couple races, and this just got published. Finished number 1 ranked in the country last year, and then having a day like today, it's just such a humbling sport. But I'll tell you, it makes last year, and maybe in a year, or go soon, hopefully, it makes those great races that much sweeter, because this stuff isn't easy. That's sport. We fail, and you learn to get better or get out, and that's not me. So yeah, I don't know. Learn, get better, and accept failure. Failure makes us better, and I failed. epically in these last several weeks and today. Doesn't make me a failure, quoting Des Linden, but I failed today. It was a big time failure, and I'm gonna get better.